Hey, I want to take a moment here to answer a question I received in an email from a viewer the other day. In that email, they said that I hadn't done a top 5 list in a while, and they wondered if I would do a very specific top 5 list for them. They asked me, what are my top 5 flagship guns of my collection, my top 5 flagship handguns to be specific. Now, at first I thought they meant like, well, which ones are the biggest, most expensive guns I own? And I thought immediately Desert Eagle. You know, it's like definitely probably the biggest gun I own, and it's not cheap. So it would definitely fit that criteria. But then I went on to read their email and I noticed they gave me a very specific criteria. They said that they wanted it to fit a very specific bill here, you know, a specific list of details. So they said, it has to be a gun that isn't that common. It should probably be something that's a little pricier, but that doesn't really matter as much as the fact that it's a gun that everyone doesn't have. And so, you know, you can't say like, oh, well, the Glock is one of the flagship guns just because it's so good and it's so well loved. Yeah, that can't be on the list, and price alone can't be a consideration. It has to be a gun that's less common, but it's still awesome in its own way or in possibly every way to be your flagship gun. So I started thinking, well, what guns would fit that bill? And they also stated in the email, it should be a gun that any gun lover, if they saw it, they would want it. So that was very specific right there. So I thought, well, the Desert Eagle is not going to fit that bill. I think a lot of people would never want a Desert Eagle because it is so big and kind of gimmicky. So I had to sit down and start thinking and come up with my list of top 5 flagship guns. So let's go ahead right now and go through that list. Okay, the first gun I'm going to show you here is my Smith & Wesson TRR-8. This gun will be number 5 on the list as we count down to number 1. Now, you knew there was going to be a revolver on my list, and I think this is the one that should be there because this gun, I think, appeals to most any gun lover, be you a revolver guy or a semi-automatic guy. It's still a revolver, but it's an 8-shot 357 Magnum revolver with the ability to accessorize. You can put scopes, you can put lights, you can put whatever on it. I've got a scope on it right now, or an optic on it right now. I'm going to be putting lights and stuff on it later as I tactically it out. But this gun is like a revolver you'd see a SWAT team use. So because of that, I think it appeals to both revolver guys and semi-automatic guys, and it's not that common of a gun. It's got a very unique look. It's definitely not cheap. So I think this right here is definitely one of my flagship guns, the Smith & Wesson TRR-8. Next, at number 4 on the list is my Sig Sauer P229. Now, this is a reintroduction of the older model guns, and this one here is made in America. It's a little different than the older ones, but it's still an amazing gun. It's not that common. It fits that part of the criteria, and I think this is a gun that would interest anyone that actually loves firearms, especially if you're into target shooting, because this gun is a tack driver. This is a very accurate, soft shooting gun. It balances so well. As you can see from the design of it, it's not built for carry. It's built to fit in your hand and shoot accurately. And this is an amazing gun. So I definitely think this would be a gun most anyone would be interested in if they're into guns, and this deserves the number 4 position on this list. The Sig Sauer P229. Now at number 3, I had a tough decision to make. I almost went with my CZ Shadow 2, but I just think this tactical sport would appeal to more people. This gun is a beast, and everyone likes to have a beast in their collection. This gun is just amazing at the range. It is accurate. It is so easy to shoot. This trigger is so light that it's almost too light. For people like me who shoot revolvers, it probably is too light, but it is just amazing. When it comes to what a gun should be, if you want a gun to go out and shoot targets with or to shoot game or whatever, this gun right here would do it. And it's 40 caliber, so it's quite a capable gun. And still very soft shooting, and like I said, totally accurate, tack driver also. So this gun right here deserves to be number 3 on the list. This is the CZ Tactical Sport, or as some people call it, the Tacticool Orange. Now next on the list at number 2 of my top 5 flagship guns is one of my favorite guns. This is the Sig Sauer X5. This gun is amazing. Everything from the way it looks to the way it functions makes this gun perfect. Now, it is a big heavy gun, so it's not perfect for someone who wants to carry, but it's still carryable. And this gun, like I said, it's amazing. It's like the epitome of what a gun should be. It's like every detail of it was made to be the perfect shooter. So I absolutely love this gun, and I definitely think it deserves the #2 position on my top 5 list, the Sig Sauer X5. Now, the #1 gun on my list didn't take a lot of thought. This is my Wilson Combat Beretta 92 Brigadier Tactical. This gun is amazing. It's a Beretta 92, which anyone would want, a Brigadier especially, but it's got all the little added touches from Wilson Combat. They took a gun that, in my opinion, is one of the best guns ever made and made it even better. Everyone knows Beretta 92 is my favorite semi-automatic gun, and this is the epitome of what a Beretta 92 can be. So this right here is a gun I think everyone would love. If you like guns, period, I'm pretty sure you like Beretta. If you're a gun lover, you would appreciate Beretta for a multitude of reasons. You would either appreciate it because of its history, how good a shooter it is, or just the absolute beauty of the Italian gun. So when you take that and you add all the technical expertise and the tactical ability of the Wilson Combat parts and the tuning from Wilson Combat, you've definitely got what I think would be the #1 flagship gun of my collection, the Wilson Combat Beretta 92 Brigadier Tactical. Okay, there you have it. Based on the criteria I was given, I would say that these are the 5 flagship guns of my collection. I love all these guns, and I think anyone that was actually a gun lover who came into my home and looked in my safes, these are 5 guns I think we could agree on. These are 5 guns I think would appeal to anyone that actually loves guns. These are the 5 guns I think anyone would want to have in their collection. They asked me, what are the top 5? Hey, I got an email from a viewer the other day, and I want to take... Hey, I got a question. Set rule to go by, a very strict list of criteria here. But as I read their email, I realized they gave me a very set... But as I had... it doesn't have to be the most expensive. It should be probably... Next, at #4 on the list, is my Smith & Wesson. Next on the list... Next on the list... This is actually one of my favorite guns. This is the not Smith. Now, next on the list at #2 of my flagship guns, position on my top 5 list, the Smith & Wesson gun is amazing. This gun is just... This is my Wilson Combat 92 Brigadier Tactical. This gun... All right, there you have it. Based on the criteria I was... Why is my... over there? These 5 guns are the ones I think would stand out that... Fuck! It is a .327 Smith & Maggot. Smith & Maggot. Get out of here, fly. Flagship guns of my collection. And at first I thought they would meant... Fuck. Why can't I talk? My arms get tired holding this fucking brick up.